Hi folks, Van Prepper here with another Safe Act and Gun News update. Today's today's news is fully loaded, so I'm just going to get right to it and be as quick as I can. Beretta, the gun manufacturer, has told the state of Maryland, you harass us and you harass gun owners, and because you do, we are not going to expand and set up an operation in your state. We are going to Tennessee instead, because they are friendly and they respect gun manufacturers and gun owners. Beretta, that's how we roll. That's awesome, man. Hit them with the only place that politicians understand, in the pocketbook. Great job by Beretta. No idea when the background check here in New York State is going to start for ammo. I have an idea, but the state police who are setting up the system have no idea, they say. I have a pretty good idea, and I think they do too. It's going to be about 5 minutes after the elections are done, because this is an election killer for Andrew Cuomo. If this background check and associated fee hits before the election, then all the nickel and dime guys who are gun owners, but really they buy a box here or a box there, they're not hoarding, they don't own AR-15s, they don't own AK-47s, they don't own semi-automatics of any type, they just have a shotgun or a 22 or something like that. These guys would figure out that this is a massive screw job to every single gun owner, and it would cost Andrew Cuomo a ton of otherwise Democratic voters this November. So believe me, I don't think this is an accident that this is not hitting. It's comical because the state police supervisor, the guy who's in charge of this, said they just can't find a system that can make this work quick enough for their taste. There doesn't seem to be a system in existence that can do that. Yes, computer systems, they're impossible to find and operate. Apparently for government they actually are, if you watch the Obamacare nonsense. But anyway, this is, believe me, as soon as the elections are over, if Andrew Cuomo wins, this is going to get set up about 5 minutes later and be certified, and we'll be dealing with it 30 days after that. Let me see. By the way, since the New York Safe Act, after Newtown and New York Safe Act and these other areas that have attacked gun rights all around the country, membership in the NRA and membership here in our local affiliate, the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, has doubled. It has exploded. And firearm sales and ammunition sales have gone through the roof. We know that. If you're a gun owner and you're going to buy gun and ammo, you know that you can't find it anywhere. Well, I now take back what I say. I have always said that gun control does not make us safer. But I disagree with that now. Gun control absolutely makes us safer, because every time they bring it out, more people go and buy guns and ammunition. And that, in and of itself, makes us safer. Politicians, you've got to be in the pocket of the very people that you hate, the gun manufacturers and the ammunition manufacturers, because every time you idiots open your big pie holes, you end up boosting their sales. You make their businesses explode. Congratulations. You have the zero effect that you want and the complete opposite effect, the effect you don't want. Congratulations, politicians. You can't do anything right. Finally, actually it's not finally, Mayor Gordon Jenkins, a member of Mayors Against Illegal Guns. He is the mayor of Monticello, New York. Yes, he's one in a long line of New York politicians who apparently can't avoid getting indicted and convicted. This guy was convicted by a jury of disorderly conduct and obstruction. Now, it's only a misdemeanor. He doesn't have to give up his position because, good Lord, you wouldn't want an honest man who can obey the law to be a politician or a mayor. This guy, hilarious, he got found guilty by a jury of his peers. His lawyer says they want the judge to look at it and toss the conviction out. Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, and then they're going to appeal if he doesn't do that. So this guy's another clown. The Mayors Against Illegal Guns, the only thing illegal about them is their activities. So NYSERPA, the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, I have already mentioned. They have said that they are not going to be going to any more big Second Amendment rallies. When I first read this, I was a little annoyed with that. And then I read their reasoning, and they have a really good point, and I agree with them. They're not going to avoid Second Amendment rallies altogether. They're just avoiding the huge ones in Albany. And they said what is very true. They said when they go to those those huge rallies, all they're doing is preaching to the choir. They're going to preach to people like me that are already pro-Second Amendment. They're not reaching people that are not there. The politicians leave Albany. The politicians don't listen to anything they have to say, and you're not getting a lot of non-gun owners there. And they said that they wanted to spend their resources more effectively on getting that huge middle ground. You know, we have about a third of people that are just really staunch pro-Second Amendment people here in New York State. We have about a quarter of the people in New York State are just rabid anti-gun people. And then in the middle is this kind of gray area. And those are the people that you want to reach. And that's where they want to spend their money, going to smaller events. I'm going to be in an event March 8th and hopefully get some footage. But Tom King, the president of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, is scheduled to be there. It's a small event. They're going to do voter registration drives. And one of the things that they mentioned, I've seen a lot of people do videos on this, is that the big Second Amendment rallies, the really big ones, end up being not about the Second Amendment. They end up being about 50 other things. You know, you've got pro-fracking groups and, other, groups protesting the NSA, groups doing all this stuff. And it ends up, not that any of those things aren't important, because they are. But if you're going to a Second Amendment rally, we really need to stay on point and keep the rally about that particular subject. If we don't want to appear like the crazy people that back when the Iraq War broke out, they were, protesting in every street. And if you interviewed 100 people, you got 100 different reasons on what their issue was and why they were there. We need to be there for the Second Amendment, and we need to spend our resources wisely in battling the SAFE Act and these other laws, not just kind of squander them to go to a place where everybody already agrees with us anyway, because that doesn't help anybody. So, NYSERPA, I agree with your reasoning. That is pretty good. Keep up the good work. I'm Van Prepper. This has been another SAFE Act and Gun News Update. You guys have a wonderful day. Happy shooting, everybody.